Beautiful backhand stroke down the line.
Facing the net.
He's beyond open on that forehand, however.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Beyond open.
All new definition for an open forehand.
Uh-oh. He does have his second win.
But that first game was clearly a big boost for him. Look at this. This is a very, very confident shot.
The opening game of the third set.
He might be able to do something on grass the way he's playing right now. Become a hardcourt player.
That opening game, Courier lost in 8 deuces. This is the third set, the 1993 French Open, presented by Coca-Cola Classic. We've been doing this tournament for a long time at NBC, 75, 76, 77, and every year since 1983, when we opened with the emotional triumph of Yannick Noah, first Frenchman to win since 1946.
What a moment, Bud, for French tennis in 1983 when Yannick Noah won the French Open title.
A tremendous booster shot that was.
Look at Bruguera's reaction here to missing this return. Absolutely. Got to be the racket's fault.
Could become a drum major. 15-30, second ball.
Here we see Jim Courier once again in this attacking mode. Not wasting a whole lot of time, maybe 1 or 2 strokes to come into net. Here he comes again. Bruguera hit a higher pass than he would have liked, allowing Jim Courier an open court forehand volley winner.
30 all. And a break point. A nice soft touch return by Bruguera.
Well, Bud, years ago, he decided he didn't have time to hit that full swinger. I think he made an excellent decision. Now he just blocks the ball back most of the time. He's had an incredible average in breaks. He's broken over 50% of the time coming into this tournament. That's unheard of in men's tennis, even on clay courts.
So Bruguera leading 3-1 with a point for 4-1. Danger spot for Courier. And the danger is here as he sits down. 2 breaks behind is the champion. 4-1.
Free market economies are expanding around the world, and so is Merrill Lynch. Recently, we opened an office in mainland China, the first American securities firm invited to do so. It's the newest chapter in our 30-year history as a presence in Asia. It adds another dimension to our global perspective. The difference between superficial knowledge and in-depth understanding. It makes a difference for our financial consultants and for our clients. The difference is Merrill Lynch.
When life turns up the heat.
Will they start the wedding without me?
This shouldn't take long, honey.
Nothing protects you like Degree antiperspirant. It's body heat activated.
Will it be soon, Daddy?
Soon, sweetie.
Every time your body heat rises, Degree releases extra protection to keep you fresher, drier. Can your antiperspirant take the heat?
You made it.
Degree can. Your body heat turns it on.
You're worried about it.
Trying to save pennies per call with another 800 service, a boat equipment company can lose 30 calls a year. At $1,100 a call, they could lose sales. One of the 800 reasons to choose AT&T 800 service, the best in the business.
15 love. Bruguera, a service winner to Courier's backhand. And this match has taken another turn, and it's against Jim Courier. Courier seemed in control after he won the second set. 6-2. Bruguera looked fatigued.
I think, Bud, here's what you see the difference in the matches. Usually Jim Courier has more winners off the forehand than unforced error. This is incredible, 23-7 against.
Bruguera, who had gone 5 deuces to lose his serve in the set, labored through 8 deuces and broke Courier, and he was revitalized.
That was a very surprising try by Jim Courier.
Very casual.
Certainly that first game took the starch out of him a little bit. He's lost a little bit of confidence, seems a little bit more impatient. But this stroke here, I haven't seen from him before. Mid-court angle volley. You're not going to succeed on that very often.
30-15 as Bruguera steams toward 5-1.
That is a very difficult shot to try, what Jim Courier just tried to do.
About a yard too deep.
That's where you're in no man's land. If anything else, he might as well have taken the 2 hands and take a big swing at a la Agassi.
A couple of points for a 5-1 lead for Sergi Bruguera.
Well, Sergi senses his third set's in his hands right now. Wants to put away this service game, get up 5-1, even possibly break again, because he knows Jim mentally is probably starting to prepare for the 4th set.
And it is 5-1 for Bruguera.
Well, Bud, Jim was down 2-1 to Andre a couple years back.
Agassi 2 years ago.
Final, so.
Well, I don't think he's given up on this 3rd set yet.
I don't think he's going to throw it the way you see some other players throw it, but I do think he's starting to mentally prepare for this 4th set. I don't think you're going to see him put 110% into these next couple of games. He does want to hold serve, however, so he can get off to a good start in the 4th set. Serve first. Make Bruguera at least serve it out.
Sergi Bruguera, like one of those octopuses in the paella in Barcelona. Tentacles all over the place. on that second ball.
This might become habit forming.
Tenth tournament for Courier. He's won 4 this year. His record 39-5. And he's 66-13 in the majors. Career Grand Slam tourneys. Well, it wasn't pretty, this attacking style of Bruguera's, but effective on the second serve.
What can you say here? He punches the ball. Nice forehand approach shot up the line. Jim trying to tire him out probably a little bit, try to lob over his head, but it wasn't deep enough.
30-15. Courier way down in the third. 1-5. Each has a set.
It's a great match to watch, trying to see what these two guys are trying to do to each other mentally. Who would have thought that Bruguera would be coming in off Courier's serve?
Let's see if he does it again. That's too deep.
It's important for him to win this game so he can serve first in the fourth set. On top of Bruguera, the whole point, Bruguera makes a great stab just to get it over. This is even a great get just to get that ball back, and Jim misses the easy volley. This one he could have put away. Now he's talking to himself a little bit. He's not happy with that.
30 all. 2 points from a 2-1 lead in sets. Bruguera. Stroke of the rally.
Well, they're both trading cross-court forehand angle shots. It ends up that Bruguera tries one too many here. It's funny, I was talking to Andre Agassi a couple months back. He had just come back from a defeat by Sergi Bruguera in Barcelona earlier this year, one of the last tournaments he had played. And he talked about how impressive Bruguera was, and he has really shown it today.
Courier will sit down behind by 2 breaks. 5 games to 2 for Bruguera.
Riddick Bowe may be heavyweight champion of the world, but some days he takes a lot of hits to the stomach. That's when a little extra comfort means a lot.
Here, Daddy.
Thanks, Junior.
Fruit of the Loom's Comfort Loom waistband gives him a cushion of comfort so soft and gentle on the skin, he can barely feel it.
Feel better now, Daddy?
Much better than the other guy, Junior.
The Comfort Loom waistband from Fruit of the Loom. Clothes for the best of your life.
It's all right to sweat when we're working out, but when we're close,
Here or not, if he smells, it's over.
Get a little closer with Arid, the anti-odor antiperspirant that helps keep you extra, extra dry.
I trust Arid.
Introducing Ford Taurus Wagon and the Picnic. Its smart design makes it perfect for a picnic, while its dual airbags and anti-lock brakes make it perfect for when life's something less than a picnic. Ford Taurus, America's best-selling car.
To lock up. Oh, and pick up all the balls.
Prince, in love with the game.
some fur. Some fur. Everyone prefers.
Preferred stock cologne from Stetson. What preferred men prefer.
Sergi Bruguera, who had never won a set from Jim Courier in 4 matches, now serving for his second. And a bad volley, 15 love.
Beautiful touch there, Bud, by Sergi Bruguera.
He was totally resuscitated by the opening game of this set.
Absolutely. You don't want to get behind Sergi Bruguera in the point. He really controls the point well. Beautiful touch on the volley there.
Courier served that game. It went 8 deuces. Jim had 1 game point, but lost it on the 8th break point.
Bruguera was really starting to look fatigued at the end of that second set, beginning of the third, but to win that first game was a great boost. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Tennis John in this old clay pit, 225 played, and nothing settled.
Well, if you look here, Bruguera's already gone past what he's averaged for the tournament. I think that's going to help him because he hasn't had to play long matches coming in. His Courier, on the other hand, has been involved in quite a few long matches already. Surprisingly loose forehand by Jim Courier there.
As the forehand unforced errors continue to mount, Jose Garros, the ulcer, is starting to grow.
I think Jose is telling him to calm down here, take a little bit off that forehand. You don't need to go for outright winners from the backcourt. Bruguera is too quick for that.
24 unforced errors. Ace! Sergi Bruguera has 5. And he gives himself 2 set points.
Very easy looking stroke on the serve, right on the line to go to double set point. Here's a surprising stat. Bruguera with more aces than Courier. I don't think anyone expected that.
5-3. And there it goes.
Ce troisième manche pour Bruguera. 6-2.
So Papa may have raised the French champion. We're going to find out. 6-2. And so Bruguera, the leader in the match, 6-4 to 6-2. And Jim Courier, if he is to retain the title, will have to do what he did 2 years ago. Come back from 2-1 against Andre Agassi.
Well, the crowd is certainly trying to pump him out now, Bud. They want to see a 5-set thrill a la the Agassi match 2 years ago. Tremendous final back then.
Jim Courier, never behind in the French Open since that final 2 years ago. Jim gave him a transfusion. First game of the third.
The best I've ever seen Sergi Bruguera play here, Bud. Coming in more than I've ever seen him. Has not missed an overhead throughout the entire match.
Love 15. Courier broken in the first and 5th games of the 3rd set. This game. Boy, you don't want to lose your serve here, Mr. Courier.
Big game here, Bud, for Jim.
The Spaniard is so pumped. Wow!
When you talk about taking a big swing at a shot, watch this forehand by Sergi Bruguera. Put everything into it. Good stab volley by Jim Courier. Here we see the forehand of Jim Courier.
Now we're seeing the open stances that are not in the textbooks. I remember my friend Oscar Wegner, who coached the Spanish national junior team. He said, the textbooks are wrong. You got to be open. Boy, you cannot give him that shot.
Well, that was a textbook backhand, however.
Yes, it was.
Perfect preparation. Hit the ball short, forced Jim to hit up on it, bent his knees, stayed with that ball. Beautiful stroke. Watch this preparation. Watch the ball until it hit the racket.
Now these become big points for Jim Courier, 15-30. We haven't seen too much of the backside boogie from Jim today, the forehand inside out.
As we showed in that graphic a couple of games ago, a lot of unforced errors off the forehand. And also the other surprising thing is how few points he's won off the first serve. Hasn't served as well as I expected him today. As we showed earlier, Bruguera, amazingly enough, has more aces than Jim. Jim's had to work awfully hard for his points.
This game, first game of the third set, was so critical, which Courier lost. Now it's 30-all, first game of the fourth set. Oh, what a pleasant sight to Jim Courier.
That's what he wants to see more of.
Free points, and there have not been any. There's no free lunch in this match for Courier. First game of the fourth set, but he trails.
A normal day in the off season. Up at 7, eat breakfast, read the paper. The court's at 9. Lunch break for a couple of hours. Come back out around 2. Go out and run 10 400s, and then maybe go to the weight room.
Get him up, get him up, get him up. Hold it there. All right.
I don't really know what the other guys are doing. Tell you the truth, I hope they're not doing that. I hope that I'm the only one.
Add the following line to your autoexec.bat file.
Chapter 4, troubleshooting. You told me you can do this.
Would you help me on this, please?
I'm trying.
What?
File not, it says file not found.
You lost the presentation?
If you want to just call the support line, try it again, please.
You sure you guys know what you're doing?
If you want a computer that's easy to use, there's still only one way to go.
Images can change. Just like that, when you change lenses. With the Rebel and EOS lenses from Canon, each and every EOS lens lets you take what you want. Images.
Image is everything.
EOS Rebel and Rebel S from Canon. So advanced, it's simple.
Spanish-American wars on the tennis court. This is the third in a major final. 1966, Dennis Ralston, who was here as Gabriela Sabatini's coach, lost to Manolo Santana. And then one of the great upsets in history. The butterfly man from Barcelona, left-hander Manuel Orantes, spun his web around Jimmy Connors, who was considered invincible in the U.S. Open in those days. That was at Forest Hills, and that was on clay.
Well, Bud, it looks to me as if it's time for an American to win one. We don't want to see a Spanish hat trick.
The Spanish hat dance, huh?
Look what we have here. First serve percentage is fair to Midland. But the interesting thing is he's won the same percentage of points off the first and second serve.
Consistent.
Very surprising. But you think Courier would be able to attack more successfully off the second serve. Let's look again. 66% is a good first serve points won, not great, but second serve points won. That's way above the average. 66% is very surprising against a player of Jim Courier's caliber.
15 all. Bruguera with a 2-1 lead. And there's an overrule by umpire Bruno Rebu. Linesman made no signal, no call, but immediately Rebu called fault. Second serve. Slight opening for Courier.
Big chance for Jim right now, bud. 15-30. Won a big game, the first game of the fourth set.
He'd like to jump Sergi right away to show him that he's coming back. If he can't. Got the line. And Jim Courier has a couple of breakers.
We expected a little bit more of this from Jim Courier, but here we have a tremendous backhand there. Met the ball beautifully, but look at this forehand. Right on the line. Skidded off the line, not allowing Bruguera a chance to even hit a pass. He's pumping up now. He knows he can get right back into this match.
2 break points. Courier didn't have any in the third set. So Courier steps out to a 2-love lead. But he's down 2 sets to 1.
Very loose game there, bud, by Sergi. Look at this here, bud. First serve percentage only at 52%, winning 72% of his first serve. But look at this, only 45% of his second serve. That's a big difference from Bruguera.
He better put more first serves in.
That's a good start. Take a little bit off the serve.
Well, it's been a curious tournament. Bruguera in here as the number 10 seed. Stefan Edberg vanished before the 18-year-old Russian. Andre Medvedev. Boris Becker, number 4, taken out by who? Rodolphe Gilbert. Lendl lost in the first round to Stefan Ray. Qualified.
It's what you call a changing of the guard.
Ex-champion Michael Chang. Well, I hope the guard's not changed in his case. Lost to Bernd Karbacher. Big disappointment for Michael. He came in and he thought he was ready.
That's true, but he talked to you and a lot of other people about how much this tournament meant to him. He's never been past the quarterfinals in any clay court event except for the time he won the French Open. Yeah. So he really wanted to prove a lot to himself as well as the people, the tennis fans. It looks to me like Bruguera, looks like he did at the beginning of the third set. He received that tremendous boost at the first game of the third set. Now all of a sudden we see a total change here. He's won 10 of the last 11 points. He looks a little bit deflated again, a little bit fatigued. He had a great opportunity that first game of this set to take real control of this match, but he's let it slip away. And Jim Courier's taken full advantage of it.
40 love. And 3 games are Courier's.
Bought this new Impreza. I got to level with you. I couldn't cut it as a Subaru engineer. Got to be too buttoned up. I tend to be less detail-oriented, you know? Bifold socks, huh? Luckily, whoever put the Impreza together is not like me. This thing has got 4-channel anti-lock brakes. If I built it, it would have had brakes. Very sophisticated, this Impreza. Very together. I like it. So I might wash it.
Jim was going where no man had ever gone, into the darkest jungles of Malaysia.
You find it, Jim?
Yeah.
Thought you could use a cold one.
Great. Ice-cold O'Doul's. Not alcohol, and hey, only 70 calories. Just right for a true adventurer like Jim. Jim was going where no man had ever gone.
When you want the refreshing taste of beer without the alcohol, think O'Doul's. It's what beer drinkers drink when they're not drinking beer.
It liberates the soul. We dance out our lives.
In its light, a blazing torrent of pure energy.
Its rays pour down from the heart of the sky.
The sun.
Revel in it.
With the protection of Ray-Ban sunglasses.
So Sergi Bruguera left the court. It's either a bathroom break or a change of attire, as it's called, break.
I don't think it was a change of attire, Bud.
Well, you can understand the bathroom break with all this water being drunk to avoid dehydration. I remember Harold Solomon in that 1976 match final against Adriano Panata. And Solly, it was a day like this, seemed even hotter. Lost him in the fourth set in a tiebreaker, but he drank 20 of those big bottles of water during the match.
Well, maybe Bruguera remembered the 91 final where Andre Agassi lost the fourth set of that match after being up 2 sets to 1, 6-1. Maybe he's trying a little bit of gamesmanship here.
Bruguera.
That ball
was it an ace? Courier doesn't think so. Now the lineswoman, Nellie Forche, and reverses herself. Good lineswoman. She made a mistake. She says so. Second serve.
Let's look at this serve, Bud. You can see the mark there, just a touch wide.
Second serve.
I don't think Sergi's going to tire Jim out, although I think it's a good idea to try to make him run as much as possible. Bruguera is clearly not as fit as Jim is, and it looks to me like fitness is starting to become a factor here. Earlier in the match, Buck, you would have seen him run after that ball and try to swing at a forehand pass. Watch this point here. Jim hits a good backhand return. Bruguera hits the ball short. Look at this, though. He doesn't even try for it.
Well, Bruguera leads in the match, 6-4, 2-6, 6-2, but it's love 3, 15-0. Is he thinking fifth set, maybe?
I really think he's already starting to think fifth set, which is not a good thing. He's only down one break, and he's a set away from winning the French Open title for the first time. This may be his best chance ever at winning this tournament.
Net court. Courier thought that was long.
I think he hit the line there, Bud.
But it skipped.
And Bruguera's looking at the mark 2 or 3 points ago, the serve. He still wants to know whether that ball was out or not. See a replay here. Hits the tape. Bruguera hits a nice approach shot just inside the line.
30-15.
That was a couple amazing gets by Jim Courier. Look at him scurry around the court. Great lob from that position.
But he set himself up in position to make the return and didn't.
He knows he should have at least made him play that shot one more time, and he's having a good little laugh about it.
40-15.
Jim Lair, a noted sports psychologist, always said to try to break the tension by laughing at yourself. And Jim Courier has learned well from the Dr. Lair.
3-1 for Courier.
Courier mène par 3 choses à 1.
No, I think you're right, John. I think Sergi should be pushing hard to get over in 4.
I think he knows as well as most tennis experts that he's clearly not the fitter of the two players, so it would bode better for Jim Courier to go to a 5th set.
Sergi, did you hear him making that trip?
Well, Buddy made a great effort here, but I think there was a slight hesitation right at the end here whether or not he should go for this shot.
15-0.
What an effort to get to the ball, but I think that cost him the ability to have a full swing at that. Right here, he hesitated ever so slightly, although you wouldn't know it on this replay.
11 steps, remarkable. 15 love.
I got to correct myself a little bit about what I said a few points ago. I said it would bode well for Courier if it went to a 5th set. Obviously, he needs to win this set.
That's not the only way he can win it.
But I meant to say before the match, if someone said if it went to 5 sets, clearly 99 out of 100 people would have picked Courier if it gone to 5. Despite the fact that Courier's only 5 and 7 in 5-set matches, which is extremely surprising,
isn't it?
Sergi Bruguera is volleyed extremely well in this match. Gets himself back into position with that backhand. Loves that inside-out forehand. Look at this touch here.
15-30.
Sets himself up beautifully with that inside-out forehand. Strings his rackets very loose. Allows himself to just push that ball over the net for a big opportunity for him to get right back into the set.
Another slippery 15-30 point for Courier.
But that was power to the nth degree right here. Really hammering that ball. This forehand, he puts everything into it, rotates his hips beautifully.
Well, if he can remove those errors from the forehand, then he's in business. 30 all, 3-1. 4th set. Bruguera has 2 sets.
Jim Courier hits the ball off that forehand just about as hard as I've ever seen anyone hit the ball. There's very few people who can stay with him there. You might have Andre Agassi, Ivan Lendl in his prime hit the ball hard, but Jim Courier hits it with a lot of pace.
Richard Krajicek. Remember that forehand he turned against Courier?
That was the hardest forehand ever hit, period.
Could have been. The old sand pile. 65-year-old Stade Roland Garros. So many epic battles here. backhand down the line.
I'm surprised he didn't take his time there and try to hit a topspin backhand.
Yeah.
He made a couple great gets here. Here we see the power of Courier's forehand once again. The inside-out forehand. A nice defensive line by Bruguera to get back into the point. There's where I thought maybe he would have hit out on that forehand.
Yeah.
But that's where the grip change came into play. He didn't have time to change his grip. Here I would have suspected him to try to take his time and hit a topspin pass down the line. I think he knows that as he tries to pull out his hair.
40-30. Well, he's got a lot to work on.
Send some to me.
You're talking.
There's that loose forehand, bud. You got to expect that, though, sometimes. Jim hits the ball so hard off that side.
Another sticky game for Jim Courier. He had a game point, now it's deuce.
I think he's had to work a lot harder for the points than he expected before this match, despite the fact that he respects Bruguera greatly on clay.
Tremendous depth. Had to work for that point. 13 strokes